see the new bag?
I did, actually. I did notice that.
I told you I thrifted that one, right?
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, because I love my bagu that I
know,
have.
and it's not bagu. It's this brand called Sunday Best.
Yeah, okay. I think
and then I went home and looked it up.
Okay.
And it's Aritzia.
Oh, so it's like actually like big. Hello?
This is a closed set.
How are you in this underground Spitball bunker?
Oh. I thought it was Sorry.
Bro, why did you just give him a mic?
I thought walk-ins were welcome.
This is a hair salon now.
This is a hair salon?
You're right.
I actually am getting a haircut today. I was just telling Matt about it.
Oh,
Who's Matt?
Oh, okay. Take it away.
Hey, everybody. Ow!
Sorry, I want to make sure you're good.
To audio,
Do I need
that's
to
going to
hold
go...
this up the whole time?
No, I think you're good.
Right,
let it sit.
I've
Here,
never been on
let us give you a little like...
Arasha, you set him up, and then I'll tell him. Everybody,
Subject to fail. I've never been on a podcast before.
never been on live television before. Welcome, Matt, to Spitball.
Welcome, Matt
everybody.
Barrett-Miller. His first ever public appearance.
I've never been out in public before.
I was just about to say that. He's actually never been in public. We just let him out of the basement.
The truth is that Matt is one of our very dear friends, one of our bestest.
Yes, and I'm so happy that you're here because you always make me laugh and giggle and laugh and giggle. So I feel like, good morning, Los Angeles.
Oh.
Sorry, I have to get back in the habit of saying that.
Exactly.
You want to say it?
Morning, Los Angeles.
You might not know this, but Matt is actually the very first friend that I made at Emerson.
That's so nice.
Matt,
You might have known that. Maybe.
Maybe you knew that. It's deep lore, I guess. Matt, please tell the story. And get every detail right.
Don't mess this up.
Tell them what I was wearing.
Well, it was 2017, the fall of 2017.
Wait, when did you guys graduate high school?
2017.
Whoa.
Uh-oh.
In the spring.
Oh.
Okay, actually, wait. Side note real quick. Do you guys also get confused that, like, the spring of the year is...
Yep.
You know where I'm going with this.
No.
You already know. This
Nightmare.
is why
It's
we're
a nightmare.
friends.
Wait, what?
Like, okay, it's like the fall of 2017 is semester 1.
It should be the start of the year.
Correct.
Mentally.
But the spring of 2017 would be, or the spring of 2018 was our second semester of freshman year.
Y'all at home. Y'all know this.
You know where we're going with
I
this.
literally have no idea what you're
Y'all
saying.
get this.
Anyway, continue.
Where did I get to? Just that it was 2017. That it was the fall of 2017.
And then I was like, and cut?
So I'm going to step in right there. So it was the fall of 2017. There's a cool chill in the air as autumn began. And
I can feel it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm right back there now.
I can smell the leaf.
Actually, it was August. I just remembered. Actually, it was like the middle of August.
Right.
It was like orientation
Just
week.
remembered.
I can smell the
I just
sunscreen.
remembered. Yeah, so it was like summer vibes. And well, we were on the same floor of the building. I don't know how much information. I guess this is about the past. I'm like, someone's gonna be able to find. I was like, it was the Paramount Building in Boston. I'm
They're like,
they're
like,
gonna go
goddamn.
find and kill
Just-
our younger selves.
Like, God, did you take a class together
Actually,
or
hey,
what?
cut that out. No. I'm joking.
Not
You can
going
leave that in.
the same floor of the building.
You're making it so poetic. We're like, you just met at school. Okay, great.
Well, that's why you asked me to tell the story. I was like, I don't think it's that. I don't know how exciting. It
This is an incredibly exciting story.
Well, pretty much.
Meaning, like, and that's our time.
You were in the common room of the floor playing a Kahoot
That's right. I actually forgot that detail.
with some other friends.
You were playing Kahoot?
You ever played Kahoot?
This was 2017.
No, I
you
know.
have to remember.
It's
Kahoot
just,
was at its peak.
that's
was
like
a very
literally like
different
the
time.
kind of like game that you play to like memorize the presidents, and you were just playing that in your free time.
Exactly.
Okay, I wasn't
Exactly.
like alone.
Also,
Well, there was
these-
a custom. I think you could make custom Kahoots.
Right. So it was like,
It was probably about like.
Balls.
yeah. It was
No.
cool. It was cool stuff.
No, it was probably about like Gossip Girl.
You made it sound like you were playing a Kahoot, and I was like, is that an instrument?
Yeah, I hear this sound. I'm like, what is that?
And something
I walk in,
drew
she's
in.
shredding on the Kahoot. No.
I'm so happy you're here. I'm sweating so hard about it.
Exactly.
I'm really sweating.
If you see boob sweat or armpit sweat, just look at Matt.
You're not seeing it.
I thought you were saying that's where you'll find it, but that didn't make any sense. Then I asked sort of bashfully if I could join in.
Bashfully, show
on
us
the
how.
Kahoot.
This is me playing Kahoot.
Oh, which camera do I look at?
Any of them.
Do you
Choose
wanna-
your fave.
Do you want to know the sign for shy? I really like it.
Yeah.
Shy.
Except Matt wasn't shy.
But
He
he's a-
came in with energy and confidence.
Not bashful.
But a little bit of shy.
I felt bashful.
A little shy.
I'm glad I projected
Yeah.
confidence.
You did. He walked right in and he was like, "Hey, mind if I Kahoot?
Y'all Kahootin' in here?
Mind if we make a Kahoot cohort?"
Nice.
I
And
did-
then
I
what?
did- I did not say that.
And then what? And then what?
And
The what?
then, well, then we didn't have any classes. We just lived on the same floor and sort of in a larger friend group with several other people who lived on the floor.
Can I
And
ask
then-
something? I'm never going to let you finish this story.
Yeah, I'm like, I
There
want to
really
remember.
isn't. I really don't think there's more story to me. I mean, that's how we met. We just like got along instantly.
Yeah.
But then we formed.
Well,
an
and we'll get there.
organization.
And we'll get there.
I just have a question because I didn't go to a normal college. Were people that lived
Where
on
the
this?
heck
Oh,
did you go?
we didn't go to a normal college either.
But you lived in dorms, and
You go to-
right. And was everyone banging all the time in the dorms, or what? Like you just lived like near a bunch of
Not
people.
me.
You
there was banging. there was banging.
yeah, I'm
people bonged.
sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
presumably. Wait, would
People
you go? Would you
definitely-
go to, what
I-
did
well,
you live in?
I lived in
Tent?
I lived-
Rowan's been here.
Well, first of all, I've literally been here waiting for you guys to find me. I mean, I just went to a school where like I started an apartment by myself, and everyone that went to my school like had never spoken to another person in their life. Like it was like I always describe my school as like every like band nerd in America in like one building. So I don't know, it's just kind of unconventional, and I always wondered. I'm like, you put that many horny. Keep talking. I don't want to.
No,
No,
exactly that.
no. You put
Exactly.
that many horny.
Yeah. Well,
You're gonna get.
and that kind of
banging.
happened, honestly, like because that was the first day of college. That was orientation day one. And I don't know if you guys had heard this too, but people were saying like, oh, you're going to think the people that you meet at orientation are going to be your friends forever, but you're going to just be friends during
But they'll
orientation.
turn on you.
And then, and then you'll never see them again.
The tour guide's super burned. You think they're
You
gonna
think.
Yeah, it was really specific.
and you think they're gonna invite you to weekly Dungeons and Dragons because they say they will, but they won't.
And I will
do.
say, like, we're not too close, or we don't really keep in touch with many of those other people, but like,
Here we are.
here we are. Like, Matt and I have been literally best friends ever
podcast.
since.
I'm so happy to have you here, and I'm so happy for your guys' friendship because your friendship brought you to be my friend. And I know this. I'm keeping my arms so like this because I'm sweating.
But I'm sure that's sort of compounding the issue.
But I always tell you this. Like if I know Matt somewhere, I'm like, let's go.
Right.
Like
What did I say? What did I say just the other night? I said, "Where's Rowan?"
Where's Rowan?
You elevate every situation. You make it so fun. And
Right.
Except for this podcast. You're about to tank
No.
after this episode.
No, I think I have a theory that people might thirst over you.
People are going to be like, why Matt kind of...
That's exactly what I said. Do you remember when at Logan's birthday party you walked in and you looked so handsome and I said, "Wait, what is Matt kinda?"
Please. Well, should I? Well, maybe I'll take off my hat at the end and show my line.
Hair reveal? Hairline reveal?
Yeah.
Scalp reveal?
We're gonna let you guys think
Forehead
he's
reveal.
really handsome until the end, and
Let
then
you
he's
guys
gonna
think I'm
take
bald
and then
until
he's
the
gonna
end.
take off his hat, and it's gonna be a disaster.
Yeah.
My girlfriend thinks you look just like James McAvoy. She always, whenever I talk about you, she's like, "James McAvoy."
Yep. No, I randomly in the last like 5 years started looking a lot like James McAvoy because people tell me that a lot.
So every time somebody tells you that, it like you become a little bit more. You look like James McAvoy as Mr. Tubness.
Oh. Good.
The processing washed over his face.
Oh.
It's just that it's your
Aura.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you guys seen that trailer for the the new movie with him?
Oh
Where-
yeah. He gets mad at his kid because he's not doing the Cotton
Is
Eye
that
joke
a comedy?
correctly.
Is that like a
Wait, what's
parody
that
of horror
movie
movies?
called? I
You've
haven't
definitely
seen
seen. No,
You're
you
gonna love
have
it.
because it plays in like
You're gonna
every
try and
trailer.
drag me to see it, and I'm not
We'll all
gonna
go. We'll go on our A list.
I'm not going, but I do have AMC.
Matt, that's something that you need to know about Matt. Matt hates horror movies.
Hates,
But I've
hate,
brought
hate,
Matt to
hate.
every horror movie possible.
I watched them. I actually watched them from like inside the hood of my sweatshirt. Or actually, the strategy I recently figured out is don't look at the screen and just look just off the screen. And you're still like being able to tell what's going on in your peripheral vision, but you're just like.
That's a good way to watch movies.
Oh, yeah. I think the first one that we watched together, I think, was It.
I love it.
And Matt was
God.
miserable.
What? It isn't even scary. That's like an adventure
Okay,
movie.
to you,
And
maybe.
J- and
Think
James
for
Mac-
yourself, you're really brave.
James McAvoy's in the sequel.
I couldn't, and think, how did that feel for me? I couldn't even see the
I didn't
sequel.
know.
I didn't
We recently
know.
watched Smile, too, and Matt was like...
Ooh, Smile's scary.
This is Matt. He's just like looking away, and then the whole audience like gasps, and then he goes, "What happened? What happened? What was it? Did she jump? Was it? What did she smile? Did she
someone
smile?"
Yeah.
Don't tell me someone smiled. Don't tell me
Oh,
someone
no.
smiled.
The marketing for that movie really worked.
Oh, and there's a sequel coming out with a hot lesbian.
And
I don't know
that
if she's gay.
trailer
I just,
looks amazing.
she does.
It really does look good.
I mean, it does.
That's actually Welcome to the Smile Podcast.
The new James McAvoy movie is like it's like he's in like a cabin with his wife and there's other people and then they're like, "Aren't you a doctor?" And he's like, "I'm not a doctor." And he's like, "Just kidding."
But, like-
and then his
No,
kid
it's
is
not
like
a comedy.
His kid's singing like
And he
kids
goes-
dancing Cotton Eye Joe and he goes 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, and then the kid goes,
That looks so spooky. I
"Oh
can't
my
wait to
God,
see it.
please."
Maybe
think
I will
it's-
go see that one because I don't think it looks really scary.
Okay,
I think
great.
it's like
You're in my
pseudo-evil.
entourage. I'll get us
that,
a ticket.
that movie was about to sponsor the Spitball podcast. until
Yeah.
this episode.
Damn it.
That movie looks like it sucks. So then what did you guys do in college? Since we're keeping on a linear path of storytelling.
Oh, exactly.
So then, pretty early on, we saw It. Actually,
Yeah,
It was right
yeah.
about
That was
time.
early. That was
Really,
early
it was-
days.
That was when Hurricane Irma was happening.
Yes, and then Hurricane Irma happened.
I remember.
I remember
And
because
then-
I was in Orlando and I literally was like, I have to get out of Florida because I really want to see that new It movie and there's going to be a hurricane and I can't go see. So I drove to Maryland.
Was everybody in Florida okay?
No, they're all gone. No, it made them Republican.
Oh, shit. That was Hurricane?
That was the week of our orientation, though.
Yeah.
I remember.
A lot happened that week.
Yep.
Yeah, we got oriented. And then, we quickly
And then
made Emerson
history.
woke.
Flows.
Yeah.
Emerson was woke, but we added some change.
Yeah.
The summer before college, I was doing work for this organization that was working in menstrual health, menstrual awareness, and essentially the organization had chapters in high schools and colleges, universities, just like all around the nation. And I was working to open a chapter at Emerson. And I couldn't think of anyone better to be my vice
Well,
president.
that's not true. Well, that's not true
No.
because there was actually several interviews
We
and
interviewed
several
a
other
lot.
candidates actually.
Yes,
But I did make it all the way.
Matt
through.
was the candidate that I selected. So the two of us spearheaded periods together.
You have such a period kind of vibe to you.
Yep.
And I fear that this is the time that we are going to publicly tell that story of
About
our president.
well, can we tell that? I mean, he's still irrelevant.
I think we can tell
individual.
that story.
It's not really that damaging.
No,
I mean,
it's
it
not
just-
damaging
well,
to him.
It just
Did he eat
One-
period blood?
no.
No.
That wouldn't be damaging
We-
either, I guess. I mean,
Essentially, we started the chapter, right? And we had a great turnout. Like, lots of people were coming to our chapter meetings, and a lot of people were showing up to our fundraisers, our drives, and stuff like that. And we eventually ended up getting free pads and tampons in all campus restrooms.
Incredible.
Which was
a
huge.
lot of people don't know this. A lot of people don't know this.
You're right.
but-
It was
but it was
massive.
us. It was us.
It was massive. See, you're not wearing headphones this time,
I
so
know,
you
I know.
can't say anything. But we did great, and then the communications department invited us to speak at a conference in Barcelona,
Barcelona.
Barcelona?
which
Barcelona.
we went to Barcelona, even though we have zero memory of it, and
Really? Oh yeah, that's where you
We were
got
drunk the
picked.
whole
You got
time. What?
pickpocketed,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Another
I was
story we gotta
pickpocketed
get
there
to.
in Barcelona.
But we needed
completely my own fault. Was just begging for it. I was walking down. I was wearing salmon-colored slacks with my wallet bulging out of my back pocket.
We had just come from the
and
club.
shaking it around, drunk, walking down the street, giving out high fives, just like
Because if you haven't been to Barcelona, there's a strip of like clubs, right? It's basically WeHo in Barcelona.
Yeah.
And it's a bunch of men in the middle that are like handing out like flyers and stuff and being like, come here, you should come here. There's no cover. You should go into this club. And we were obviously ignoring them. We were avoiding them. We were doing the right thing at first. But after we had already come from a club, we were obviously feeling fun. We were feeling playful. So we were joking around with a lot of them. We were like, yes, yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Uh-huh. And then this one man approached us.
Well, and he goes, and this is genius. If I ever pickpocket somebody, this is exactly what I'm going to do.
Genius.
He goes like up top, and he goes down low, and then he like goes like in the middle. Then he goes, whoop, too slow, and then he sticks his hand between my knees and he goes, like sort of like just sort of is like it's what's known as, ironically, because the color of my pants, it's known as a salmon. If you were to
Wait, that's probably why he did that.
Oh my god, that is.
you think that he was like, finally I can do my trick.
Yes.
But then
Wait, that is absolutely nuts. Were you just like, oh my god?
I was like, whoa,
And I'm just standing, literally watching.
so helpful, just blankly, probably laughing, and then while that sort of chaos is ensuing, it stops. I'm like, oh, all right, and then he walks off, and then we walk like 24. I don't know. I was gonna say 24 feet. We walked 24 feet. And we walked 24 more feet, and it occurred to me. I was just like, why did that happen? Why did that just happen? And then I was like, oh, and before even checking, I was like, he took my wallet. It's like, my wallet is gone.
And Matt and I quickly turn around.
Yeah.
And we're like, we gotta go get him.
Well, no. Remember the
Oh my
like,
god.
So while he was salmoning me, like another person, his accomplice had taken my wallet.
His
Had
partner.
taken my wallet, but
God, crap.
Right.
then and so we walked the 24 feet back to where it happened, and then he,
the salmon man.
not the same man, but his other guy was like, hey, I found your. Is this your wallet? And I was
Right.
like, yeah. Why did you have it? And,
And we grab the wallet, we open it. First of all, the credit cards were there. Thank
you know what?
God.
Shout out to
Shout out to that
pickpocket.
man. Both of our IDs were in Matt's.
Oh my gosh.
The hotel room key, like everything
would have been
was
huge
in that wallet.
disaster.
Oh my
But
god.
we open like the
And
cash
maybe like
flap.
my like $20 were not in there.
Was it worth it?
Well,
In that moment, we thought it was.
and we were
Well,
like
I mean,
like
for the pickpocketer, it's like
right.
I mean, it's very low effort. I was a really easy mark.
So we turn around and we're like, let's go get him. Let's go after him.
and literally at a walking pace, just like, hey, come back here. We see the
Stop.
guy. He's like, we're like, stop.
Don't do that.
Hey,
That's
not
not
cool,
nice.
man.
Oh my
hey,
Hey.
come back.
And literally everybody on this, like people on the street, like bystanders are like, just don't bother. Like, stop. Like,
my
it's not
God,
worth it. And we're like following him down like dark alleyways. I don't remember at what point it was like got like dark alleyway
Yeah.
enough that we were like, you can keep $20.
It got dark alley enough
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
exactly what it was, where we were like, let's just let him have
that
it.
is so funny.
And Matt was
Yeah.
like, we're not telling my mom. And we were like, agreed.
right.
And now she's
And
gonna
then
know.
years later, no, we eventually told her.
We can
Now she's
block
gonna
her.
find
Now
out
she
this
knows.
podcast.
Now she knows. She's like,
Oh
oh,
my
Matt
God.
on Spitball.
She's gonna make
What?
me come home.
That
Great.
is such a funny story and was cracking me up. And
Right. So we had so Barcelona just feels like, when it's something obviously happened, but it didn't happen. Like every
yeah.
time we refer to Barcelona, we're like,
Remember that?
we didn't go to Barcelona.
Right,
Like we
yeah,
weren't
yeah.
actually there. We don't remember that. But to take it back, in order to go to Barcelona, we needed funding from our school. We were like, we need you to fund our ticket and our stay and everything. Like, if we're going to Barcelona, this is y'all. So the communications director.
They're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, right. The communications director, he's like, I recommend going to the president of the college and, basically pitching why you guys should go to Barcelona.
Okay.
So we set up this meeting. We go up to his like fancy office. We're like, correct me if I'm wrong, but we're in like full suits. Like,
correct me if I'm wrong, but we're on each other's shoulders and we're wearing a trench coat with a top hat.
But we looked professional. We looked ready. We had this pitch prepared.
Yeah,
we had our like lines. Like we knew how to just like pull this out on anybody that needed to hear it. So we go into his office.
And by the way, which was you do all the talking and I sort of go,
and period.
That's kind of literally Spitball. Arasha doing all the talking and me being like, and I'm here too.
And period. So we go into this meeting and essentially we start. I'm kind of like, so we opened this chapter at your college called Emerson Flows. Shout out.
You're welcome.
And I just kind of start describing what we've done, what our goals are, our like numbers for like our group and all of that stuff. And I think, Matt, you have to do your impression here.
Well, and then like in the middle of you just like saying all this like really positive impact we're having on like his institution, all this stuff. And he goes, I get that. Hold on a sec. Now why are you here? To me, because, and granted, all I've been like is like, and I'm the vice president, sir. Like,
yeah.
Right. So fair enough, right?
fair enough.
And the first time we're like, oh, of course.
Of course.
You're probably
I should
confused.
probably introduce myself. And so then I do, and I'm like, and I know, you're probably wondering, what's a guy doing talking about periods?
Right.
And I do my whole like shtick, which I had obviously by this point, like had to sort of like field that question a lot.
Yeah, we had perfected it. It was like, we said something along the lines of like, obviously it's a more concentrated issue, mostly for females, but that doesn't mean that everybody cannot stand up and advocate for it. Mm-hmm. It sounded better when we had the pitch.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, there's plenty of people who get periods.
Exactly.
And but then he was like, he seemed to accept that.
He's
answer.
like, oh,
He's
gotcha.
Right.
Right. Please continue, Arasha.
Yeah.
I continue. I go on and I pick up from where I left off and just continue the pitch.
But I'm sorry. Where do you fit in to all this? He really couldn't fathom my involvement in this.
He does that 3 to 4 times where he just consistently is like, stop. You.
And you would like finish and he's like, okay. There's just one thing that doesn't make sense. There's just one thing I can't wrap my head around. And I don't know that he ever did.
No,
I don't think he ever did. But then also, of course, so we were like, so what do you think? Like, also, he was like, we were like, oh, so yeah, we want to speak at this conference or whatever. And he was like, oh, I'll have to look into that. And then he like looks into it. And he's like, oh, I'm speaking at that too.
Oh, wow.
And we're like, okay, great. Yeah, then we would love to go. But, we are students. We'd love to receive some funding from the school. And he goes, a good person to talk to about that is the communications director, a.k.a. the one who sent us to this man.
So we had to go,
So we had to go back. And spoiler alert, we got the funding.
We got the
And
money.
we went to Barcelona on
Well,
Emerson's time.
I guess we led with the fact that I got pickpocketed in Barcelona. So, and
So
believe it or
actually,
not,
we did lose. We are on a net negative of 20.
Yeah.
That is so funny.
But we made it.
Well, Matt, I think the fact that you were so involved in advocating for people with periods kind of makes you a nice guy.
An ally.
Oh, and that.
well, I do my best.
You're a nice guy, but you're not like a nice guy. You
No.
know what I mean?
No, I've got an edge.
Yeah, you got an edge.
Oh.
No edge.
Well,
No.
should
In
we
a good
move?
way.
Should we go on to the?
I think we should.
We have some things prepared for you.
Yes, Matt, we've brought you here today. We could go on, honestly, because Matt and I have so many funny stories from college.
Oh, sure.
The advocacy ball is going to come in somewhere. But we have so many stories, and truthfully, like, the way that I have described you to every friend that I have out here is that, like, you are the kindest person.
You really are.
You are
you're
so
so funny.
truly no. It's and usually like some people use comedy as a way to just like be mean and like make fun of other people, and that's never the kind of comedy that you have. Like truthfully, it's always just like bright and positive, but also so many of my friends are like, Matt is the funniest person ever.
You really, really are. I literally,
Yes.
I walk in a room
I gotta
and if I
come
see
on
you,
this podcast more often. This is great.
whenever I see you like at one of like the friend hangouts, I'm really like, yes.
Right,
Like,
right.
just don't get me cracking up. And then usually I look at Logan and he's like, yes.
Yes, yes. So it's incredibly fitting that we've brought you here today because we'd like to review a very popular page on the internet that refers to nice guys.
Have you
Again,
heard of this?
yeah. Do you know?
I'm familiar,
Yeah.
but I post on there constantly.
Oh, you're admin of that page. You're the
Actually,
moderator.
I started that page. Shortly after I started.
After pickpocketing,
Yeah,
that's
after
when you
getting
turned.
pickpocketed.
So we've got a couple of stories that we've picked out. We'd love to go through them, discuss, get your commentary on them
Yeah.
as a certified nice guy.
So now I'm worried about this.
Right, but you're
No, but I-
really
No,
not that
Matt,
kind
you're
of
a
nice
nice
guy.
you're a guy. You're a nice
No,
guy.
Matt, you're a nice guy.
Those of us who aren't familiar with this like concept of a nice guy, though, there is a whole forum that reviews kind of this notion of men who are very much like, have this idea that they are owed something by women and people around them because they have elicited that they are a nice guy.
Yep.
Which let me preface by saying you never owe anyone anything ever. If somebody chooses to take you on a date and they want to pay for it at the end, that's their prerogative. You don't ever owe anyone certainly anything from your body, certainly anything
From your apartment.
certainly anything from the inside
From
of
your
your pocket, your salmon-colored pocket. But yeah, it's just like kind of a preface. Have you guys ever been in a situation? Well, sorry, but like, have you ever been in a situation like that where it's like you felt like you to like tame a bad date or get yourself under an uncomfortable situation? Out of an uncomfortable situation, you had to kind of like butter them up and do. I don't know.
Thankfully, I don't think so. I definitely used to run with that notion, though. Like in college, especially, like when I was dating around, I remember constantly feeling like, oh, well, I agreed to this date.
Right.
Like, oh, well,
No, they had
I
the
made
privilege.
them come and meet with
They
me.
had the pleasure of taking you on a date, and let me say that
Thank you.
because,
Thank
like,
you.
literally, I've been in the same situation where it's like someone bought me like Taco Bell, and I'm like, oh god,
Oh, no.
I got right, like that was so nice. No,
Right.
We need to normalize calling out the bare minimum.
And again, I am lucky I literally had Matt throughout all of that. Like every time I would be like, well, this one guy said, and Matt would be like, what?
Yeah, right.
No.
Absolute garbage. People. Some really
Yeah,
garbage
yeah.
candidates.
Yep. Well,
truly.
we all date some losers. So,
Don't I know it?
yes. So I say we get into our first little story here.
Do you have the link?
I've got the link up.
Okay,
So I was thinking
amazing.
we could maybe play some characters.
I like that. I
read
like that.
this scene out to Matt.
Absolutely. You be
sure,
the
sure.
you be the
Blue text or the
I think we should have him be the gray text because that's the nice guy.
Matt's the gray text.
Okay,
Yep.
okay.
I'm the
Nice
blue
guy.
text.
Uh-huh.
Okay. On your action roll.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get last looks, makeup in here. We good? All right. Sound speeds, camera speeds, and action. Cut. All right, we're
All
gonna
right,
need
do you
a little
know
bit more.
how
I read it. I read it.
We're gonna need an earpiece on this guy.
Sorry.
Need a little
I'm
bit
sorry,
more
sorry.
emotion.
I'm ready
All right.
now.
Action.
How are you doing today?
I'm good, thanks. Just went for an early morning swim.
I'd love to see that. Period. Can I tell you something?
Yeah?
I admit I was nervous being confined to such a small space with a beautiful woman.
Okay. I don't know what to say to that. LOL.
The mind wanders. You're lucky you got trapped with a good guy. This emoji.
But
For those listening, the big smile with the shut eyes.
Like from the hit horror film Smile.
right. But
In theaters this November.
but what does that even mean? LOL.
Don't worry. Jesus Christ. Don't worry. I don't intend on harming you in any way. I was simply explaining that any warm-blooded male would be tested in that situation. Period. Another period. Never put a period in your texts.
Question mark, question mark, question mark? I'm not following.
Don't worry. Period. You have the perfect body. Those... do I have to say all this on
might-
live TV?
You have
This
to.
might have been written about me.
You have the perfect body. Those small breasts and soft, thick thighs leading to that... Oh, God. That voluptuous ass are delightful. The emoji with the 3 hearts around the face.
Oh, God.
Thank you for existing. Period.
And now I shall cease to exist in your life.
Ooh, I like that.
See ya.
Spelled CYA.
Oh.
The most final way you can
Sia.
spell Sia.
The quickest,
Wow.
literally the quickest way you
quickest
could ever
combined.
say Sia is like, yeah.
Wow.
So,
What do we think about that freak of nature?
so wait a minute. I guess I'm...
You're
feel
on
like
his
I'm-
side?
So I guess I'm Team Night. What did he say? What was?
Wait,
Listen, the
what did he say
voluptuous
wrong?
ass.
I'm confused what he did wrong.
Yeah. Why did she react like that?
So this is a nice guy.
I feel like there's some. I'm not saying we're missing context that would help, but were they trapped in a casket together? What?
What is the
What was
confined?
the? Yeah. What?
Was he in a
I'm-
bank vestibule with
Were
Jill
they-
Goodacre?
I'm sure
did
he's
a-
just I'm sure he just means like a like restaurant space.
Absolutely. Like they were literally.
and maybe he's gigantic. Like he's a
He's a
giant.
big
so
man.
everywhere he goes, he's
And
like small
and
bit-
she's a perfect body.
right
No.
as we've heard.
As
yeah.
we've heard, small
or
breasts,
or
thick
maybe
thighs.
maybe like they were in like a car. Yeah, like confined space. What are you talking about? Is
I
it
think
a
they got
car?
stuck in an elevator.
I think oh,
That's a cute date.
Wait, imagine that. Like they exchange information for like some kind of like lawsuit they're pursuing, and he's like, being stuck in that confined space with you.
Right.
Warm-blooded male, by the way. What's the opposite? Edward Cullen.
Right.
Yeah, or like a lizard of some kind.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
like
I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Yeah.
You're right.
Right. The
like a
top
lizard
comment
man.
here, I'm going to reword it for...
So, no question. Are people
yeah.
commenting? Are these other nice guys? Is this like?
It could be.
So, is this subreddit for people being like, look at this crazy nice guy? Did the nice guy? No.
It's like
she must
being
have
like
posted
she
that.
Yeah,
posted it.
yeah.
She posted it, and then I do think that the beauty of like this subreddit is that there are layered nice guys, and also like again, if you are the kind of person who is going to this Reddit page in defense of the men, and you don't think you might have a problem, you should probably like assess.
it'd be wild if they were watching this, but
Hey,
First comment, Matt Barrett-Miller. Sounds good.
the top comment I'm going to reword for sake of the pod, but essentially it is, I thought about being inappropriate with you, but I didn't. Praise me. Oh, like that's basically what he's saying.
exactly.
He's basically like, hey, you're really lucky that I'm a good guy and didn't pounce on you.
Exactly. He wants credit for literally not being a pervert, even though he is.
Exactly.
And that's just, it's honestly, it's insane. And this, listen, although we are perusing like the nice guys Reddit, this is like every single person, no matter how you identify, can at the end of the day be a big, huge freak. But so often are women put in compromising situations where they feel like just to keep their safety like at the forefront, they have to appease like these freaks.
Right. What's so messed up about it too is like he's like, hey, you're really lucky that I didn't make you feel uncomfortable. And it's like, what do you think you're doing right now? So uncomfortable. Like, let's even take it back to the beginning of her saying, I just went out for an early swim. And he went, I'd like to see that.
Right. Like I'm doing
Why?
I'm doing like the Michael Phelps like
Yeah, I was like one of the.
that's so funny. Literally just being like, yeah, I went for a swim. He's like, I want to see that, and it's just you puppy paddling,
She should have just sent that video.
slurping up the chlorine water with goggles on.
Like, those
You said it.
Yeah, you said it, brother.
and period. And that's all we have to say about that.
Wow. You know what? I wish well for that girl, and I'm glad she got away. And you're right. We need to say, see ya.
And no, yeah, she ate with that. And now I shall cease to exist in your life.
That's literally me whenever the most minor inconvenience happens. And now I will cease to exist in your life.
Yeah,
Bye.
yeah. This is so multi-layered because something that gets me like angry sometimes is like when people just cannot take a hint.
Yep.
And it's like, especially with...
Sorry.
Trying something new, I see.
I was getting fidgety, and I was going to put them on, but I realized that would be 1,000 times as derailing, but ultimately I've derailed us all the same.
I've derailed us all the same.
So I apologize. I'm negging the podcast right now.
You literally put them on me and Arasha was just...
So sorry.
Trying something new, buddy?
Don't be sorry. And hey, you fidget away. We don't have our Spitball decal, otherwise that's a perfect thing to fidget with.
You literally did that and we both were just like, interesting
I do wish
choice.
you just put it on though and looked at me.
I thought that would be rude. I realized, but I was like, pivot, just put them on your hat.
Pivot.
For
sorry.
What?
Literally
I'm sure you
for what
exactly
reason?
What you were saying.
Oh my god.
Yes, I do. I've had like a friend of a friend do this before where they were texting and being like, yeah, I had this amazing date with this guy, but like now I can't find his Instagram. Like he just like blocked me. Like how am I supposed to communicate if we're going to get a second date?
Queen. Oh, I see. You're the hint thing. Yeah.
Like it's just, yeah, like
maybe it didn't go well.
It definitely didn't. That's just not. I would love to actually have a full conversation about etiquette after a first date.
I would love that too because we just were talking in Big Bear about when it is well, I don't want to say appropriate. Ghosting is like never nice, but we were having a conversation of, is ghosting after a first date appropriate? I was talking to someone that goes, I think you can ghost somebody after 4 dates. And I was like, oh, you were joking.
No.
I think you should after a first date vibe check.
After the fourth or the first?
After the first date, I think it's completely okay to be like, vibe check, vibe check.
Not feeling it.
If you go on a second date and then you ghost, I think after a second date, you owe an explanation. And it's not anything like grand, but it's like you should just be like, we tried it out and I just don't think
it's just some closure.
Yeah.
I agree. I don't think ghosting is ever okay.
No.
I think that you can hopefully, like, as long as it's not a matter of like as long as it's not a matter of safety or like harm or anything,
right.
I definitely think that you can usually muster up some kind of like, even just like, hey, thanks for your time last night. Honestly, just not feeling it.
Well, the thing too is that it's like people would rather ghost because sometimes just like, I think it's very mature to be able to be like, hey, no hard feelings and literally nothing towards you, but I just don't there's no vibe here and I don't think we need to continue on. But a lot of times people take that so internally and then like flip it around. What are you?
Right.
And then
Someone take those away from me.
they flip it around. Are these prescriptions?
I wish.
And then, that's I feel like that's what leads a lot of people to ghosting because they think that a true genuine expression of a mature conversation is going to like wind them up in an uncomfortable confrontation when it doesn't have to be like that.
No, you can have enough emotional maturity and emotional intelligence to be able to be honest about the time that you had. Like, I feel so confident about like when you go out on a date, it's obviously not purely attraction, it's conversation, it's pheromones of being in front of that person. Like that is everything that you're kind of trying to figure out on the first date, which goes back to what we were saying at the beginning. That's why you don't owe anybody anything.
Right.
You agreed to a date to see where things would go, and that's the only thing that you technically have agreed to is to go be on that date.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's something that is interesting. I think I don't think I've ever seen men negging work for them, like when trying to woo a woman.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I have seen it work in the reverse, and I do wonder why that is.
Like women kind of pulling the same card.
And I wonder if it's just, sorry, fellas, because men that I know or don't know, just I don't want to generalize, but perhaps for some men it's just like the kind of attention doesn't really matter as much.
Yeah.
Right.
You said it.
No,
you said it.
exactly.
And Matt, this is
That's
why
true.
we became friends from the beginning.
Well, it's also because like we are like raised with this notion, right, that it's if he bullies you, he likes you. If she bullies you, she likes you.
That
And it's like
if
you bully
he's just teasing you.
if you bully me, I'll
I
cry
want
and
my
I'll
pencil
hate you.
sharpener back.
Right.
right.
Give
Christina.
it. No, give it.
That's real.
Really?
Christina.
God,
Where is she now?
I don't know. And if she's listening,
give it back.
Give it
I'll
back.
never forgive you.
Yeah.
Leave in the
But
comments
exactly what
below,
the
you
teacher
guys. We're
told me.
finding
The
Christina.
teacher was like,
Yeah,
I
she
think
just
maybe she has a
likes
crush. I was
you.
like, I don't care. I remember crying to my mom being like, I just want like pencil sharpener.
I think that's a very
vulnerable
interesting observation. Unfortunately, I will say that I have seen the
Opposite.
the opposite. And it makes me very upset sometimes because it's more so that like I think a lot of times insecure people want to make the other people around them insecure so that they develop this codependency where it's like, well, you can't leave me because I dumbed you down and I made you feel bad, so now you need me.
Yep.
And a lot of times, which of course is emotional manipulation and abusive, but it's like I've seen times where like men will be like that to women and they'll just be okay, and I like want to like shake them and be like advocate for yourself and have some respect for yourself. Like,
Yeah.
have you ever like seen like boyfriends calling their girlfriends like stupid? I'm like,
oh my gosh. That is actually like the least attractive thing is like when couples think that it is like it's like sweet to like dig at each other in public, like it's like, oh yeah, I can't get this one away from like
It's the like take my wife please.
Right.
Kinda,
did
Right.
you see that TikTok? I saw it the other day, and it's this woman, and she's at a really nice picnic with her husband on the beach, and every couple that walks by, he goes like, run or you're gonna end up like this.
No.
Better get out of here now or you're stuck
No.
with this.
no.
And the wife's just like, oh, honey. I'm like, bitch.
Like that's not fun. That's not funny.
There's a difference between like playful teasing and just you're being a huge dick to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's especially crazy like once you're already in the relationship
Yeah.
to be doing that.
Oh yeah.
I think another element to it is also there's that
Bless you.
That's Arasha's bit.
She's allergic to your bullshit.
Ayo.
shit.
I would
Give me your pit.
I would high five you, but my pitch was sweaty.
Give
Give
me
the
your
people
pit.
what they came for.
Give people the pit.
I think there's another element to it is also this isn't maybe the exact same, but it's like someone like sort of performatively seeming disinterested.
Yeah,
Like,
hard to get.
or but because it's like, you kind of want what you don't have. And definitely the thing I've seen is like, oh, but then once you like get what you want, then you kind of lose interest because it was kind of just that battle of like I want what I can't
chase.
have.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't I know it?
Along the same lines of first date etiquette too, I've seen a lot of like the reverse of like thinking that you need to be immediately putting your boundaries and like standards out there, and that almost being like an ick. Like again, friend of a friend, after a first date, she sent a message to this guy, huge paragraph that was like, hey, I really enjoyed our time last night, and the way that I prefer to communicate is a few texts per day. I would prefer if we called once in the afternoon and the evening to check in, and I would really like a second date. These are the times that I'm available, but I am going to be busy with work over the next couple weeks, so I'd like to see you before the end of the month. And like, truly, like it was an email.
Oh,
Like
God.
it was a business, completely unromantic email that she had sent, and it was the same guy that blocked her because he was like, "What are you doing? We went on one date."
She might be unwell.
And no, she absolutely is. Uh-oh. Nice guy weighing in.
I'm just saying. But there's elements of that though that I am like, I appreciate the upfrontness.
Absolutely.
You know?
The
That's
respect
fair.
of being like, this is my expectation. It's just a little much after
No,
a first
that's true.
date.
That's true.
I also think, you know what? If you go on TikTok right now and you go to the hashtag like dating advice and you scroll through all of those, every single video contradicts itself. It's somebody who thinks they're a dating expert that's like, if you want to be dating, you got to do this, and you're this and that, and you got to be doing this, you got to set this and this and that, and then you scroll to the next one, and it's like, if you're dating, you should do this, and blah 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 blah. And like we've got lost in the sauce because we're being oversaturated with like every single thing like that people are telling us we should do. Like that to me reeks of like this girl being like, I saw. Like, you know, I read a book that said that I should state my boundaries and I should state this and this and that, whatever. And that is good, but of course, off-putting and overwhelming after a first date. And I think that it's like the only thing you can allow yourself to do is move through the vibe that's evolving organically.
Yes.
It reminds me, remember what happened to me? Where, bless her soul, I went on 2 dates with a girl and she was very nice, she's very cool. But like she sent me that whole long text like after being like,
You have to say that.
She was really nice and she's cool, but she like immediately wanted like immediate intimacy. And like, I was like, we need to get there. And she just kind of was like, if you're not going to be like making out with me, like, I don't know what we're doing. And I was just like, oh, well, respectfully, I think you're very cool and you're very nice and great, but maybe I'm not like putting down what you're picking up right now.
Yeah. I love what you said about just like letting the vibe build organically. That's like so many people are just like, I want this right away and I need to make it work and I want a relationship and these are how I want and this is how I want it. People do it with friendships too. And it's like you need to nurture your relationships in every single regard. You can't just force it to be in this place that it isn't naturally in yet.
And it also gives this impression that it's like, this relationship is about me.
Yeah.
And not that like, I think stating your boundaries, your desires, and your needs and advocating for all those things is really important. After a first date is a little bit much. I can see how like after like a second or third date when you are dating now, you start talking about it. But I mean, again, a dating story of mine, I was dating seeing someone for a long time and it was a tumultuous relationship and we weren't very good for each other. And what'd you say?
Really good word.
Thank you. And I like I thought I really wanted it to work. And I was asking for the bare minimum, like, a text in the morning and a call at night and to see each other once a week. That's all I ask. And she was like, no. And I was like, okay.
Right.
Then we can't fulfill each other's needs and it's gotta go.
And that's agreed. That's when it's an appropriate time to be like, hey, let's check in and let's set up some like terms of expectations, some boundaries. After a first date, it's like, what?
Yeah, sign this clause.
Exactly. Inappropriate, in my opinion.
Agreed.
Shall we?
If I may.
I think we can squeeze in one more.
I do want to say that this one comes with a trigger warning, right?
Okay.
You're on this?
Yes, I'm on that one too.
It says trigger warning for violence.
Copy that. Would you like to be the nice guy?
Sure.
Okay. And sorry, Matt. I'm so sorry. You're the director.
But you got the first one that says really, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
But I think you have the first.
Oh, you're right. I see. Okay.
Somebody get this person offset.
Sorry. I was just in the car and girls rolled down their window and told me I was hot. Like, girls are so crazy. They must be drunk.
Sorry, I have to stop for a second. You must be drunk because that was the wrong there.
I was going to say that, and I knew you were going to say that. It's spelled T-H-E-R-E. Not right.
Back into the story. Crap. Back into it.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, hold on.
Wow.
What an idiot.
These guys.
Okay. Really?
They just said, wow, you're so hot. And they spelled the you're wrong. Wow, you're so hot. Like, thanks, but maybe tell me not in the car.
That's crazy.
Girls just fall in love with me really quick. It's because most attractive guys are boys, but I'm a good guy.
Saying you're a good guy is a red flag, not gonna lie.
I am. Like, we don't even have to have sex when we go out.
Dates don't equal sex anyways.
Right. Like, we can just get to know each other I want a deep spiritual connection. I love that he's like thinking, he's like, right.
Exactly what I'm saying.
Right. She's like, no. We can go for a nice walk.
That would be nice.
But honestly, I am a good guy. I might ask you for head. You're just so hot.
I'm more interested in a relationship.
Yes, but if sex is good, we will want more and we'll have a relationship. Funny.
Yes.
I prefer relationship than sex.
Can I be honest? I'm just so scared that I'm going to fall in love too quick. For myself, I have to take the relationship slow. I'm not gay. I love women.
Well, let me make two things clear.
Didn't think you were gay. Just think you want to have sex and not a relationship.
It's so funny how girls think they are in control, when if the guy wants to be with them, then they are together.
I think it's both people, TBH.
Yeah, but most girls are dumb. When are you free?
Not sure.
By the way,
Not sure.
You're gonna love this one. You're so tiny. I could throw you a wall. Sorry, I'm a good guy, just horny sometimes.
I see that.
I just want you to take care of me. Just be there for me emotionally.
That is part of a relationship.
And suck me off once a day and I'll love you.
Wait for this one. This is going on Reddit.
Nice. That's a good one.
So-
Then suck me off and I'll love you.
This is crazy. I'm not gonna lie, he had me again when he said I could throw you through a wall. I was
wait.
with him.
Did
I was
he
with him and then he
didn't
lost
say
me
that,
again.
though. That's not what he said.
Oh, he did say, sorry, no, it did say I could throw you through a wall.
I really liked, I could throw
I
you
could
a
throw
wall.
you a wall. And hey,
Dang it.
I was there for that too.
I literally love, can I be honest? I'm just so scared that I'm going to fall in love too quick. For myself, I have to take the relationship slow. I'm not gay. I love women. Because you know what that is at first, now that I've like kind of read that back, I was like, where did that come from? And now I'm realizing it's because he thinks he's displaying emotional vulnerability. So he's like, I'm not gay or nothing.
Exactly.
I just want my dick sucked off.
Once a day.
And I'll love you.
Ew.
There was something in there that really, it really tickled me.
You want to see that? Yeah.
Oh, you got tickled?
I was tickled.
Okay. Pink?
You're
or-
so tiny, I could throw you through a
You're
wall.
so small. You're so small,
I think it
girl.
was-
So small.
What was it?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, but if sex is good, we will want more.
Yes,
but if sex is good, we will want more, and we'll have a relationship. So, you know.
Honestly,
like
one of
that.
the craziest things too is it's wild that girls think they have the control. If men want to be together, then we will be together.
Right.
Like,
I think you're like an alien that came to Earth and watched like a year's worth of Spike TV, and now you're like, I like women.
right,
Watch
right.
like American Pie.
And talk about
Yeah.
negging at the beginning. A bunch of girls just like threw themselves at me. Like, come on, not in the car,
Yeah,
please.
top 10 things that
That
never
didn't
happened.
No.
I also really liked, like you pointed out, when he's like, dates don't equal sex anyways. Right. Thank you.
That's
Like,
what
we
I've
can
been
just get to
trying
know each
say.
other. I want a deep spiritual connection. I might ask you for some head, though.
Yeah.
Like,
She's like, yeah, but dates don't equal sex. And he's like, amen, sister.
Thank you for
and
saying
don't,
that.
And don't I know it? Anyways.
Thank you so much for saying that. Suck me off once a day.
No, exactly. And I'll love you.
Ew, I also hate the term suck
me off. I don't know how I don't think I like that either.
No.
Actually, I don't have any, like, I hate it, actually.
well, I'm saying, like, what would be your equivalent as one? What would you say?
Well, I would never suck someone off. I'm a lesbian.
No.
Right.
Duh.
And
I
are you
think
okay
what-
with that?
And
Yeah.
I think that's great.
Are you gay? Well, I like that I love that his says,
Definition.
I'm not gay. I love women because I am gay and I love women.
Period.
I'm not advocating for that terminology. I'm just saying, like,
You're just
What-
wondering what other ways.
Oh, yeah. Because
Yeah,
there
you
are,
know.
everyone has like their different things that they like to
Go-tos.
say.
Maybe like just like going down. Honestly, getting head is like not the worst.
Good.
That feels like not as like
I like to say,
graphic?
can you, no, never mind. I was going to say something funny and it only sounded like it was going in a horrific
can
direction.
you bump uglies with me?
I'm going to do that. Can we make love?
Make love.
I'd,
Make love. How do we feel about make love?
I think
I think that's a good one.
that's nice.
I think that's nice.
I think it is.
Nah,
I
that's
think
why you're a
of
nice
course
guy.
you are. Of course you're into making love. All right. Well, I think that's kind of our time.
I think that's
what
we're ending on making love.
I love
Oh wait,
love.
we got a spitball.
Love.
And you got to take your hat off and show everyone that you're
Well,
head.
maybe they have to return. Maybe
Oh,
I have to
I
return
love
for another
that.
episode.
Okay, we have a couple minutes left for a little spitball.
What did you spitball?
Our spitball is, what are actual nice things to do for someone on a date?
Absolutely.
Just like actual nice guy behavior, or nice girl or nice person behavior on a date.
Well,
yeah.
Maybe this isn't quite to the prompt, but because I think it's nice to hold the door for somebody, but I know that in modern America,
It's a little
I'm
taboo.
joking. I know. I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble for saying this.
No. I think
But
that's
actually,
sweet,
no.
and
I think that's nice.
I would agree, and I think the way to kind of alleviate any of the societal pressure on that is I think anybody could. Like, I would hold a door for my man.
Absolutely.
You know? Like,
there's chivalry has no gender.
Say that again.
Write that down.
I kind of ate with that.
Did you
But
spitball that?
I just
Are you spitballing
kind
right
of stopped.
Are you spitballing right now?
I am spitballing.
Are you spitballing me right now?
Somebody the other day literally literally someone I've never met before. They were like, "Can I spitball something to you?" And I was like, "What? What the?"
Are you spitting on my balls right now?
Right. I was gonna say too is that I really, really think that like we have lost the plot with like what people understand to be like a nice date, where it's like truly like people think like I can do whatever I want and speak however I want and be rude and be this and that and whatever, and that all doesn't matter. It completely zeroes out if I pick up the check. So like here's the thing too is that I really think what we always say about how we think love is displayed is through considering each other and thoughtfulness.
Agreed.
And I think I don't care if you get the check. I'm always happy to split the check because I think it's good to work together.
Yes.
But like even things like when I go to the bathroom and I come back and my girlfriend has ordered me my Diet Coke with lime.
Right.
Or like the plates get delivered out and she sets up my spot before she sets up hers. Like I think
Totally.
it's just the consideration of the partner and the time that you're sharing together.
I completely agree. Something small that I always remember or like think about when Fabian's doing it is usually I always have leftovers. Like I always have like a box that I'm taking back. And like it's almost just like habit for him where like he always grabs the to-go box and he always grabs my plate and he like fills it up for me. Like it's just like the way that I would actually describe it, and I think that this kind of loops in holding the door for someone too, is you're anticipating their needs.
And exactly.
Like, oh, they're going to have to open that door. Let me just do that for them. They're going to have to pack their leftover box. They're going to have to order their drink. Like, it's just being thoughtful, considerate, being like, hold on, let me ease that for you a little bit.
And knowing those things about each other, which I guess this is kind of like we're all people that are in relationships, right?
We're actually in a relationship with each other.
Yeah.
This is the throuple.
So it's like,
And Matt said, no but.
Right. But I guess like spitball for like a first date. Oh, I got one. Would be shut the hell up and let them like ask about them. If you're going on a first date and you are only talking about yourself, you are doing things wrong and you're making a horrible impression because you're already letting them know you have no interest in them. You're only interested in talking about yourself.
I cannot tell you how many of my friends have been like, I hated that date. I didn't talk about myself at all.
Remember when I went out with that one Trader Joe's girl and I was like, well, anyways, I loved listening to your whole entire life story, but I'm leaving. Bye.
Yeah. Don't date a Joe. Continue.
But what if you both don't talk about yourselves and then you're just sitting there silently?
I think it's a
volley.
It's exactly. I was gonna say it's a bounce back. It's gonna be I blah 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 blah. You, I blah 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 blah. You.
Yes.
It's like, but it's like if you're like, yeah, and I do this and I do that, and I know this and I this and that. It's just like, okay,
right.
Do you care about me at all?
Again, it's like I think extends into friendship too. Like literally every time we see each other, it's like, okay, updates laid on down the line, and we just like hit everything, and then we're like, yeah, that's all me. Your turn. And then the other person is just like, this is everything that's going on in my life. Like, why would you just show up to be like, I'm just going to thought dump to you and then see ya.
Peace.
Yep, exactly.
Now I shall cease to exist in your life.
And I think that's where we end it.
Yes.
See ya.
Love that. Well, Matt, thank you so much for joining us here on Spitball.
Oh my gosh.
I think I can see a world where
Recurring.
We just love spending time with you in general, and I hope that the ballers love you as much as we do.
Or
and
the new viewers we're calling the balls.
The balls.
Oh, okay. So the new viewers are the balls, old ones are the ballers.
Yeah.
Right. But everybody sucks each other off.
Even if they hate me, I'll come back.
Yes.
Like,
okay.
I think
well,
controversy.
Yes.
I love
For the
it.
All
pickpocketers
press
out
is
there.
good press.
God, that was funny. Well, thank you guys for joining us here on Spitball today. We had so much fun, and thank you, Matt, for joining us here as well. Remember to follow us, listen on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, follow us on Instagram, TikTok.
Subscribe
We
on
here
YouTube.
every Monday.
Yeah.
And we ball.
Yes.
So.
Comment down below what other threads we should scour, whether we should do it with Matt or with another guest.
Yeah.
And we will see you next Monday.
Recommend some guests. And if you saw my pit stains, no, you didn't.
No, you didn't. Bye.